Big news, because Ubisoft announced that they will change the legacy of the First Blade Episode 2 after the backlash regarding the ending. So let's take a look at their official statement, what they will change in a future update, and talk about other things Ubisoft might be working on for the game. So obviously spoilers for the end of the second episode of the Legacy of the First Blade. A like would be super appreciated. And let's go. Ever since the trophy Growing Up was found on the PS4 with the description Start a Family, people have been speculating what this might mean. I always thought that we should not look too much into it, but man, was I wrong, because at the end of the Legacy of the First Blade Episode 2, you have a kid with the son or daughter of Darius, depending on if you play Cassandra or Alexios. And I actually liked this ending where you go to the merchant and perform a simpler job that did not involve killing people. I never expected the DLC to change things up so drastically, but we can't ignore that this whole romance was really poorly handled for the people that did not want to engage in it. Especially because Ubisoft gives you the idea that you have a choice, while in the end it all goes to the same ending. I play Cassandra and I see her having a good time with Natakas, but never really felt something for her going with him in the romantic sense. So I decided to say nothing when Natakas and Darius went on the boat, thinking that it would end the relationship as the game implies as well. Yet Cassandra still cries and then Natakas comes back and they have a baby, and again that is fine if you chose that, but it felt really forced if you had a different idea for Cassandra, because that is something you have full control of in the whole main game. You can romance everyone you want, it does not matter, male or female. And that is also something that Ubisoft really pushed in their marketing for this game. It's your Odyssey, you can even choose to engage in romance and do not have to. And yes, I know that the third episode of the Legacy of the First Blade story arc is called Bloodline, so that there's likely more to this relationship and having a child than we know right now, and that is fine if it was better explained. Right now in the second episode, it feels as if this is something that Cassandra wants because she loves Natakas, not that there's any other reason. Something that just doesn't make sense if you made Cassandra only date women in the rest of the game. And Ubisoft agrees with this looking at their statements they released, saying that after hearing player feedback and discussing within the development team, they are making changes to a cutscene and some dialogue in the Shadow Heritage, of course the second episode of the Legacy of the First Blade, to better reflect the nature of the relationship for players selecting a non-romantic storyline. If we then go to Twitter, we see Kotaku editor-in-chief Stephen Totillo say that Ubisoft confirmed to him that the ending will remain the same, so he will still have the baby no matter what, but that the dialogue and cutscene changes will more clearly play up to the utilitarian option that the developer said players could choose when pursuing this mandatory relationship. So what I take away from this is that if you don't want a romantic relationship with Natakas or Nima if you play Alexios, then it should, after these changes, become more clear that it is a useful and practical choice instead of a romantic one to still have a baby with the son or daughter of Darius. And I think that if the changes are good, of course hard to say right now, but if they give a good reason why Cassandra and Alexios have to engage in this relationship for a non-romantic reason, then it would be way better. And yes, maybe the third episode was supposed to give more of a background, but still, never in episode 2 do you get the idea that there's another reason to romance this person other than being a romantic pursuit, and that just really goes against what Odyssey is doing throughout the whole main campaign. If we go back to Ubisoft's statement, they continue that these changes are being made right now alongside a trophy achievement rename. As I said earlier, the trophy that namely popped after getting a child is called Growing Up, and that is just a bad name for a forced heterocentric relationship. We should expect these changes in an upcoming patch. I think we will get a patch in early February, but I'm not sure if they will have the changes ready in time. I will of course let you know here on the channel once we know more. I'm also curious to learn how this will work if you already finished the DLC. Like, not sure if you can go back and then see the changes they made without having a save like before that point. So hopefully Ubisoft will share more details on that as well. Also, they note that they are carefully looking at the next episode's bloodline to ensure the path that players experience mirrors the choices they make in the game. So that is a positive side of this episodic structure, that they can now look at feedback and like implant that in the next episode before it comes out. We know the third episode is planned for March, so they got some time to change things up for sure. But I would not be surprised if this might mean that we see it later than what we anticipated. Ubisoft normally was planning to release these episodes 6 weeks after each other, so the end of February was a logical bet, but then they noted March, so I immediately jumped to the first Tuesday of March, because of course all these episodes have released on a Tuesday before. But now I can see them push this DLC more into March 12th or March 19th even. But again, no official info, I will keep you up to date here. I think overall it's great that Ubisoft is willing to spend the resources to correct a mistake they made that people that were really invested in the game did not like, because it's so different from the choices they made in the rest of the game. I also see some comments from people saying, oh, Ubisoft is weak for changing this blah blah blah, but really this change is supposed to make the game better for all players. If you were okay with the ending, it's fine. And they will likely not change that ending for you, so you will just have the same game. But understand that some people that weren't happy with this because it was badly executed and handled by Ubisoft if you did not want a romantic relationship, that it's nice that Ubisoft acknowledges that and are now fixing that. I think it's really a win for everyone. Again, we of course have to wait and see how it will be changed and if it will indeed make the difference. But as I said on Twitter, I really feel that this is a great step in the right direction to make Odyssey enjoyable for everyone that is super invested in this game. I'm curious to hear your thoughts of course as well, but please keep it nice and keep in mind that if you were okay with it, it will likely stay the same for you, and that they're really fixing stuff for people that did not like what Ubisoft did with the second DLC. I want to continue the video with some lighter subjects of things that Ubisoft might be looking into for future updates. They namely recently put a spotlight on taming animals, one of my favorite features in the game that I just don't use a lot because it's not really that strong, pretty time consuming, and the options are limited. Well, maybe this will change soon. Over on the official forum, we see UbiCosmos say that he or she has seen a lot of player interest in increasing the beast interaction and pet taming system in Odyssey, and that naming your pet would also be a cool idea. And I think actually being able to summon a bear or wolf would be awesome, so you don't have to go out and look for them. No, but more animal taming features in general would be cool for sure, because it's a super underrated but awesome feature. I also feel right now that you really need Pandora's Copis to have these animals be sustainable. You by the way get this dagger for one of the Daughter of Artemis quest, where you have to kill the Nemean lion. Ubisoft is also aware that we want more mythical creatures added to the game, with Argas now being out of course. UbiCosmos notes that more mythical creatures has been a popular idea among the community. I mean, we of course get the Atlantis DLC that is focused on the mythical side of things, so expect more interesting enemies there. And we of course have the hard mode for the current mythical creatures as well, that I think will be starting soon, and I just want to see more of these things done with the mythical creature, because now it's a 4 or 5 minute fight and then you kind of forget about it, so it would be cool if we could just repeat them over and over again for a nice reward. But yeah, I totally feel, and I also see that in the comments under these mythical creature videos, that there are a ton of awesome mythical creatures that I would love to fight in this game. I will of course keep you up to date on everything Assassin's Creed Odyssey, so totally subscribe if you haven't already, hit the bell notification to stay up to date on when a new video goes live, like this video to support channel, and now let's try and get another mythical creature, the Hades Lieutenant. I mean, for me it's a myth at this point that I can even get this guy in an Olympian gift. But yeah, I will of course not give up, so let's go. Hey Sargon, why are you not a romantic option by the way? I would love to hang, yeah, you know what I mean. Okay, let's just go for the Olympian gift. Forget what I said, Sargon, forget what I said. I just want the Hades Lieutenant, whatever it takes. Because I now only get freaking epic items, assassin, elemental. I don't need this crap. Sorry, Sargon. Can you take it back? I want my Orichalcum back. No? Okay, then I will murder your freaking customers. Although, do they buy? I mean, they just chill in your freaking store. Do they buy anything? I don't think they do, right? Goodbye! Go swim. Oh, that's the... That's the previous guy. Yeah. You will be next, Sargon. You one day. When I get the Hades Lieutenant. Ooh. But yeah, that will not be today. So, of course, subscribe to stay up to date on this epic journey to get the freaking Hades Lieutenant. I will, of course, speak to you next time. Like the video to support channel. Subscribe if you haven't already for everything Odyssey. And check out my recent video on the mythical creature that is out right now. And actually did a video as well on the new cool armor that you see me wear here. But is the gear any good in terms of stats? You see it in that video, and I will speak to you next time. Again, goodbye.